Hey y'all, welcome back to Bourbon on the Brain, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Weller Antique 107. So this is produced by W.L. Weller and owned by Buffalo Trace. You can get it somewhere in the ballpark of $150 to $200 depending on where you are getting it. And we'll go ahead and give it a pour. And we're just going to let it sit for a second. I'll go ahead and read you the tasting notes like I usually do directly from their website. So Buffalo Trace does say that this is a sweet and unusual floral note coupled with vanilla. The taste is very balanced with sweet fruit notes, strong vanilla undertone, and sharp spicy tones with a cinnamon finish. So this is part of the Weller line, and the Weller line does have 9 different bourbons that they have. They have the Antique 107, the Full Proof, the Special Reserve, the 12-year, the CY PB, the Craft Your Own Bourbon, the Single Barrel, the WLW, or the William LaRue Weller. That's the really tall bottle. And they also have the new Daniel Weller High Rye that they just came out with, which I want to get my hands on. So the Antique 107 is, as you might have guessed, 107 proof. It's a wheated bourbon. That's what Weller is known for, is wheated bourbons. This is a personal favorite of mine. It was one of the first bourbons that I got that was really more of a collector's bourbon versus just a pick up at your local market kind of bourbon. So on the nose, you do get a little bit of that alcohol smell, but it's coupled with a very powerful cinnamon and vanilla-y nose, kind of like the tasting notes say. What you get is a very warm, very bourbon-y bourbon, but instead of getting a lot of oak or wood like you would usually get in bourbon, it's replaced with more of like a cinnamony finish. So you still get the vanilla and you still get the caramel and the spice and all of that, but instead of that true oaky bourbon, you get more cinnamon, and I think that has a lot to do with kind of the wheated nature of the bourbon. It is sort of a secret mash bill, so we don't really know what the mash bill is, but seeing as it's a wheated bourbon, you're going to get a lot of that wheat in there. For me, this is a personal favorite. I think as a higher end bourbon, but not a $500 bourbon, you really can't go wrong with it. If you're paying that $150 to $200 for it, it's well worth it. It's a recognizable bottle with a recognizable name that you don't have to pay absolutely out of this world in order to get your hands on. I really enjoy it. I know I've said that, but it's a really, really thoroughly enjoyable bourbon. Now, it's not a throw back the glass and chug it kind of bourbon. It is a sipper. It plays at a much higher proof, and even now as I'm still talking, I can still feel it sitting in the top of my chest and the back of my throat, which for me is something that I enjoy. Not everybody enjoys that kind of feel, but I enjoy it. It's got an incredible flavor profile. It's balanced, it's smooth, but it's still powerful, and the proof does pack way above its proofing. And again, it's recognizable. You know, it's hard to find name recognizable brands for less than, $200-300. Blanton's being the possible exception. The Weller, this particular Weller line being another exception, but there aren't that many bottles out there that you can really grab for under $300 that are going to carry a name and history like this one. So I definitely strongly recommend it if you can get your hands on it. It really is a true beginning collector's bottle. So get your hands on it if you can. Enjoy it, I hope. If you don't, let me know in the comments below. As always, enjoy, and remember, drink safely, and we'll catch you next time.